Quite an extraordinary game. Just proud of our team for finding a way to win a game that, when you look at the things that occurred to allow Georgia Tech to stay close, the turnovers, of course, that jump out, scoring, 9 points on non-traditional on defensive scores. It was everything where it could be a day where you say it's not our day. And again, what I'm as proud of with this team as anything else is that we don't give in to that. And the guys found a way to win. We made it hard by not being able to convert on short yardage situations where we could have killed the game off. But defense went out there, got the stops at the end, and just made the plays necessary in winning time. And that's, again, it feels good to be back above 500 in the league, to keep ourselves in the race. And the guys are excited right now because that lasted about a minute or two after the game, and they were told that it's Florida State week. And we move on. We get ready, excited to go play in Tallahassee, to a game that means a lot to us in this program. So with that, open up for questions.
Thank you, Coach. If you've got a question for head coach Manny Diaz, please use the hand raise function on Zoom. And Coach, we'll start with Tim Reynolds from the Associated Press. Tim, go ahead.
Manny, 5 weeks in a row of these games. Is your team trying to make you gray prematurely? What is this with these down to the wire games 5 weeks in a row? And what do you think these kids have learned about themselves, going through this each and every week, it seems like?
Well, obviously what they've learned is that they can manage any situation they're put in. Certainly we had been phenomenal at protecting the football, and when you think about fumbles, leading up to this game, and then boy, they came in bunches there, and obviously the one that gets returned back for a touchdown is just vital. And look, obviously, offensively, we'd been on a hot streak. We'd kind of been humming and hadn't had a lot of adversity. And today it showed up, and how are you going to respond when it's kind of not happening, or how's it going to respond when you do make a mistake like that? And what I was really proud of is the guys like, whether it's Knighton or like Rambo, they came back and they made plays, because again, guys can get jarred up, they can get off their game. They came right back out there, made big plays, crucial plays for us to win. We talk about it in this league. Normally the games are tight, the games are close. You got to be able to hold your nerve. You got to find a way to see it through no matter what the situation is. And our guys certainly can do that. You
mentioned, Manny, that a couple of guys Jalen got dinged, he came back. You had a lot of guys get dinged today and came back. Does that speak to the level of buy-in right now too, that, unless a guy really can't go, he's going to try to find a way to get out there? Thank you.
Our guys are competing their tails off, as I keep saying. Zach McLeod, he's out there on that last drive. And you can name a bunch of them. These guys want to play. They want to do whatever it takes for us to win the game. And like I said, I'm proud of them. I'm grateful. I think we got a locker room of grateful guys that they get a chance, not just because of their individual efforts, because of the collective, bunch of like-minded people that are about the right things, and they're having some success because of it.
Coach, we'll go next to David Wilson from the Miami Herald. David, go ahead.
Hey, Manny, it felt like if there was ever a time that Tyler could have panicked for the first time, it would have been today. Just what did you learn about him and the way that he managed that when the fumbles finally put you guys behind?
Yeah, kind of what I mentioned before. Tyler, the offense in general, because I don't know. I guess we had the one turnover at Pitt, but we had been on a little bit. I think 0 against NC State, and we'd improved in the last couple of games on turning the ball over, and for everybody. But obviously it follows your quarterback. I say the same thing every week. He's a cool cucumber out there on the field, and there was no flinch. And like I said, that allowed us to get in the fourth quarter and manage the game to find a way to win it.
And then I also want to ask you about Charleston Rambo. I know he had the one fumble, but like you mentioned, 210 yards. He's starting to climb up some of these all-time single season lists for you guys. Just what have you seen? Have you seen something change with him in the last couple of weeks here, where it's 100+ yards pretty much every time out?
I think obviously we become better on offense. We're getting more consistent on offense. But I say the same thing I think I said this after the NC State game. He's a problem. To me, he's a problem that you have to. He's a hard guy to leave in single coverage. But if all of a sudden if you want to put 2 on him, that affects your your run fits, that affects how the way you play an RPO. He's a problem. I mean, and he's proving that week in, week out. I think he's one of the top wideouts in our league. And our league is blessed with some big time wideouts this year, which to me means he's one of the top wideouts in the country. And we're lucky we have him, and excited to see what he does here in the month of November.
Coach, we go next to Manny Navarro from The Athletic. Manny, go ahead.
Hey, Manny, congrats on the win. Obviously, there were a lot of plays that could have turned this thing into a blowout for you guys, but didn't happen and helped them stay in the game. But there were struggles on third down defensively, and you could say on offense on third and short that I think made this even closer than it needed to be. Just what did you see on third down defense? What was beating you? And obviously those third and short on offense.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with you with your take on that. Third down, there were times when they were bunching us up and we're too far off in coverage when we were playing man. They did a nice job with the back, trying to work the back free sometimes, and we're able to convert some third downs in that type of situation. We're trying to do some different things in terms of what the quarterback is best against and what he's not best against. A couple of times we got back there and just couldn't get the guy on the ground. So yes, I'm with you on that. I think we 8 for 20 is, to me, too many conversions, especially considering where they had been going in. And then as you mentioned, those last couple of drives, they're in a sellout, cover zero. They got the whole world up there close. So there's going to be one more of them than there is you. That's not a type of thing you would see on a normal third down and one, because normally you would just throw an RPO slant, for a touchdown. But you think you can get a yard. We were obviously disappointed to not be able to do that 3 times. That'll be a big point of emphasis this week in practice, to make sure that we have a plan to get a yard when yards required, because we could have taken a knee on that last one had we just gotten the ball 36 inches.
Coach, we've got a few more for you. We'll go first to Kobe Price from the Sun Sentinel. Kobe, go ahead.
Hey, Manny. Avante had that interception, I believe, in the first or second quarter, in the first half. And I think also had that big tackle on special teams for the end of the game. I guess, what have you seen of him in recent weeks, and just how good is it for him to have this kind of game?
Yeah, he's getting more comfortable with the assignments. Had him out there on the third down stuff, was able to play some normal down deal and just getting the flow. I mean, it was actually kind of crazy that last. The last drive of the game, you look back in the secondary and you got some guys deep, and you look across the board, and I think we have 3 true freshmen standing there. You're like, holy cow. I mean, this is it, man. I mean, make sure that we're going the right way with the coverage. It's a little exciting, but it was great to see Tay make a play. It's a play that we needed someone to make. And then, like you say, his effort and his relentlessness on teams is helping us out. And again, he's just only going to get better and better. So just proud of him. And I know he's happy to help contribute to our success today.
Coach, we're going next to Brian London. Brian, go ahead.
Hey, Coach, when Cam went down and Jalen took over, did you think of him as an every down back or a guy that you give 32 carries to? He's really been able to handle the load, and I just wanted to know if that was your outlook on him when he took over.
That's a big number, and I think some of the fourth quarter situations maybe have dictated that. But yes, we don't look at Jalen as a gadget guy. Jalen is an every down back. To me, that's what he was at Deerfield, and he can handle it. And he does a good job of running inside and running between the tackles. And I think it was good to see Thad get in there, get some tackles, Cody some. But we're gonna have to get more production out of our depth, because that's a high workload.
Last 2 for you, Coach. We'll go first to Susan Miller-Degnan from the Herald. Susan, go ahead.
Hey, Manny, the 100-yard 2-point conversion, interception, defensive, whatever it's called. How weird was that for you? And what was going through your head when that guy was running back?
Well, a lot of things that I can't say out loud what's happening. But I will say this, it ended up all being for naught. But the effort, I mean, you want to talk about, I think somebody asked a question earlier. I mean, the effort of Ja'Kai Clark, Zion Nelson, even TVD laying out to try to, hey, in a game when, at what we've seen the last couple of games, every freaking point matters. And that's a 3-point turnaround. That's one or 2 in theory less for us and 2+ for them. You saw some care, that was some real stuff, because once that guy kind of broke past the 50, you guys could have said, the heck with it. I'm not going to go chase him down. And there were a lot of tired, gassed dudes laying that end zone after the play. That was a maximum strain. And I'm proud of the guys for the fact that it matters that much to them, no matter what side of the ball you play on. It should disgust you when you watch somebody running towards our goal line. And I'm proud of those guys for their effort.